as well as I'm a volunteer with the Black Business Association, celebrating our 50th year. This particular forum was launched by Ms. Crystal Mitchell, later for today's panel. Crystal?
Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you. Hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving and that it was safe. And we're back in quarantine. And it's real serious now. I guess it was serious in March, but I guess it's taken on a whole new life of seriousness. So I really hope we get our acts together and be serious about the mask wearing so we can get out of this. But I want to welcome you all. I am the co-director of Recycling Black Dollars, and as well as a business coach and consultant in our community. I host a radio show on Friday called The Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert that highlights businesses and business owners. And then this particular platform is to make sure that we get timely information and information that can help us really move forward with our businesses. We're in some critical times, especially as Black and minority business owners. We've lost, from what I'm hearing, we've lost a tremendous number of businesses that just could not survive. They were already having a hard time surviving, and then with the lack of resources, they just had to close their doors. So we want to make sure that we preserve and save as many of our businesses as we can. So we bring individuals that can talk to us. So we want to welcome you all, and we're glad you're here. And so today is kind of an update. We have Colette. She's going to, Ms. Moore from PCR, and she's going to give us our update. I assume there's some new stuff happening or some new fights going on. And then we have is Lativia. Is she's going to, I didn't pronounce her name. And she's going to give us some updates from her businesses. From where's she from, Stephen? Can you?
The small business majority.
Okay. All right.
Lativia, if possible, can Lativia go first because she has another appointment?
Okay, that's fantastic. We are good with that.
Perfect. Should I just go ahead and start?
Yes, please do.
Yes.
Great. Well, thank you all for having me, and no, thank you so much for convening this group. I think, like I was saying, now it's more important than ever to bring community together to identify resources and to really ensure that everyone is able to thrive. So thank you again for the invitation. My name is Latavia Pineda. I am the Southern California Outreach Manager at Small Business Majority. Small Business Majority is a national advocacy and education nonprofit that works to empower America's entrepreneurs and create a more equitable economy. We are fortunate enough to be able to do our work at the national and state level, and are able to advocate for good policies for small business owners really across the country. So in Southern California, I do a lot of our work around education and outreach to ensure that small business owners have access to the tools that they need to be successful. And I'm really excited because pretty recently, actually, there have been some investments made by the state of California to ensure that small businesses like all of you have access to working capital to make it through these difficult times. As we all know, there has been no assistance from the federal government over the past few months, and really, in many ways, small businesses have been left out of really any sort of assistance. So kind of all of that being said, there are some new opportunities for small business owners. One of those is the California Rebuilding Fund, which launched about a week and a half ago, going on 2 weeks now, which is basically a loan program for small businesses in California. This is a program unique to California, and it's loans offered through community development financial institutions. So these are lenders that are known to have they're mission-driven lenders. They care about bringing resources to underserved populations and to really helping the communities that they are in. So as a result, small business owners now have access to a super low interest loan. It's a loan of 4.25% up to $100,000, or 3 months average revenues from 2019. Currently, this application, the pre-application for this loan is live, and you can access it at caloanfund.org. And once you type that into your search bar, don't worry, it's going to redirect you to a much longer URL. That's normal. It'll look something like connect to capital. What's some more information in the bar, but like I said, it's caloanfund.org, and there you are able to answer 16 questions in a pre-application. You'll answer some information about your 2019 revenues, what sorts of things you're looking to use the capital for, some pretty basic information, and then from there the computer will do some fun math and figure out if there is a lender in your area that is able to potentially make a loan to you. And so you'll be matched, if that's the case, you'll be matched to a lender, and you'll be able to actually apply for that loan and give some more information. So in that pre-application, there's no credit check, very easy, 16 questions, pretty typical loan application questions. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is lpineda@smallbusinessmajority.org. So that's L, the letter L, PINEDA @smallbusinessmajority.org. You can also contact me by phone. My phone number is 720-273-4019. So like I said, this is a collaboration of public and private partners coming together to make sure that small business owners like all of you have access to some working capital. We're also really excited because on Monday, Governor Newsom announced that we at the state of California will be launching a $500 million grant program for small businesses. So what I said previously was a loan program, meaning that you will have to repay it at that interest rate of 4.25%. But it looks like the state of California is also creating a new grant program, so free money, which is what we all want and need during these times, right?
Mhm.
So the way that's going to work, there aren't a ton of details about that program quite yet, but it's looking like those funds will be dispersed through, again, community development financial institutions, or CDFIs, so those mission-driven lenders, to make sure that small businesses are able to have some capital during these times. And unfortunately, it's not completely clear yet how the application process will work. But it was a new announcement as of Monday. So hopefully we'll have some more information from the governor here in the next few days. Those are the new programs that we have. But are there any questions kind of about either of those two new options?
Anyone have any questions? You can put them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask those questions. Is there I know you're still there, we don't have a lot of information on the $500,000 grant, but on the loan grant, what are the top, is there limits to how much? Is it?
Yeah, so the maximum loan amount is $100,000, or 3 months of your average revenues from 2019, whichever is lower. So the maximum, you cannot apply for more than $100,000, but just whatever 3 months average revenues are from 2019. Some of the eligibility requirements include, let me pull up the list. I don't want to misspeak here.
Mhm.
Oh, and something else I forgot to mention is that it is a 60-month loan term, so you have 5 years to repay this loan. It's interest-only payments for the first 12 months, and there are no prepayment penalties. So if you come into some cash a little early and you're able to repay that loan, you can do it without any problems whatsoever. As far as borrower eligibility goes, it's accessible. The loan program is accessible to businesses with fewer than 50 employees. And that has to do with your full-time employees prior to March 2020, not at the time of application. This is a program only for for-profit businesses, so unfortunately, those nonprofits will not be eligible at this time. A personal guarantee may be required. Something that I think is really important to note is that the program has some baseline eligibility, but each lender has its own eligibility criteria as well. So you will be subject to each lender's specific eligibility once you are matched with them and you decide to proceed with your application. Also important to note that whoever applies for the loan, the business owner needs to own the majority of the business. So it needs to be the business owner with the largest stake in the company with a minimum of 20% ownership. A personal guarantee may be required, but that is again dependent on each lender's criteria. Something else that's important to note is that you must be able to demonstrate a 25% decline in revenues since January 2020. So basically just being able to show that you've been impacted by the pandemic. Your annual revenue must be less than $2.5 million. You must have no active bankruptcies, no 30+ day delinquencies in January or February of 2019, and no more than one 60+ day delinquency. And also, I mentioned this already, but no bankruptcies. No repossessions or foreclosures in the last 36 months, no outstanding tax liens, no unpaid child support. There is no minimum credit score. I will say that. All of the lenders involved in the program are encouraged to not ask for credit scores, but some of them will, unfortunately. But at the time of your application, all that you'll be asked is to it's like self-input your credit score. There is no pull on your credit at the time of application. And this program is eligible to individuals with ITINs, so not some non-citizens.
Okay, cool. There was a question there. This is just for operating expenses and in general, or whatever you want to use it for, but not payroll specific.
It's
Like
not payroll specific, but if you want to use it for payroll, you can. It is working capital, so basically whatever you need to keep the business up and running over the duration of your loan. So unlike PPP, you don't just have to use it on payroll, but it is intended to be used by businesses that have been in business for at least a year. So it's not for startups, and it's also not intended to be used to repay a higher interest loan from a community development financial institution. There's something to be noted. It is meant to be working capital.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. And I see that you are new to our lovely city of Angels.
I am, yes. I moved here in August from DC. So I am really appreciating the weather.
I bet you are. Well, welcome to Los Angeles. We hope it's very successful for you.
Thank you. Yeah, moving during a pandemic isn't ideal, but I'm so glad I could be here to help all of our local small business owners, and thank you all for putting in the work to make the American dream happen and to be incredible entrepreneurs. It's very admirable, and we really appreciate you all.
Well, thank you so much, and please feel free to come back to us at any time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think this is a great group. I'll definitely be back. Thank you all.
Oh, please do. Ardina, no, this payroll is not a requirement. It's a working capital loan for you to for your business over the time frame that the 5-year time frame. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone has? Well, thank you so much, Latavia, and please come back again and give us any updates, especially as they work out the details for the $500,000 free money, the grant money. We definitely would be interested in that, so that our people can our businesses have an opportunity to apply as soon as the application is available. We're here every Thursday morning at 11 o'clock. Okay, so Ms. Colette, you want to brief us on what's going on at PCR and and let
Yes,
us.
ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much. Now, I actually heard, and it could have been a mistake, but they were on one of the news shows and they were arguing their point. So now is the dollar amount for the forgiveness up to 150,000?
It has not been confirmed yet,
Okay.
Crystal. That is in discussion.
Uh, okay, so that was a discussion argumentative point. Okay, I
Yes,
just want to
talk to your
confirm.
yes, talk to your state legislators to take that up. But that has been in discussion, but we don't have any conclusion yet. And then while Latavia is on the call, I just wanted to note I did put into the chat. We did get yesterday a link for the California grant. So there is a link. The grant has not been released yet, but you can sign up to get information. So I think hopefully you will see that in the chat. So there's a lot going on since the holidays. I did want to remind everybody on that the idol is still open. It closes at the end of December, and it is truly one of the only loans out there that doesn't require some of the deep detail that some of the other bank loans do, because this is directly through the SBA. We had shared the comparison, like the EIDL versus the standard loan. And we are still speaking to many entrepreneurs that have not applied for this loan or are still having reconsideration issues, but the terms are still fairly low. It's still up to 150,000. Deferred for a year, no processing fees, nothing like that, and 30-year terms. So this is still a very good option for a lot of the entrepreneurs available. And if they are having trouble with reconsideration, please see us, because we are helping. And I shared we have been working with our new contact at the SBA to assist us in helping those people that have gone into holes where they're, I don't know, they've been sending documents for 6 months and nothing has happened. And so we have been able to make some headway in understanding what's going on and why their file has not proceeded forward. So if you do need help in this area, please see PCR, and I'll remember to put my information into the chat after this. Then just wanted to make you guys aware, yes, PPP loan forgiveness, there is that new form. So if you did get a PPP, it's under $50,000. There's a new, easier form that's covered in our weekly Thursday webinar that we're hosting for PPP forgiveness. So please take advantage of that, because we want you to erase the debt. And then Latavia mentioned there are a couple of big announcements actually that the governor's office had. And I think the governor made the announcement and the rest of the crew is trying to catch up with some of the stuff that he announced yesterday. But there is a small business hiring tax, $1,000 tax credit for people that hired employees during certain periods. So go to the tax department to get that. There's also an automatic extension, interest-free deferral of sales and use tax up to $50,000 for businesses less than 5 million in taxable sales. So that could be a really great way to defer your tax bill. As we are trying to just, get the monies and try to get back working at, larger, bigger capacity and things like that. But it's a 3-month it's a 3-month deferral. So make sure that you can take advantage of that without doing anything for the sales and use tax. So you don't have to do anything. So before you send your money in, know that you have this deferral available to you, and you can go to the tax board to see that. And then I added in to that chat there those $25,000 grants from that California Reserve Fund that the Small Business Majority just mentioned, and that has not launched yet. Latavia covered the California Rebuilding Fund already for you guys. Really great fun. Again, caloanfund.org. A lot of participants in that. PCR is not a lender in that. We do have a couple of other programs, but of course we are involved in the technical assistance to prepare any clients that are interested in this loan to get prepared with all of the documents that they may need. And it's not that many documents, so it's a good program. So I did want to share with you all that we have a new Pacific Coast Regional People of Color Business Elevation Fund, and this is sponsored by Wells Fargo. So there's a maximum loan amount of $50,000. It is for Black and Brown, and specifically African American and Hispanic borrowers and businesses. Its use of funds is kind of mixed use, working capital, low interest rate, subsidized as part of this program, a 3% fixed. Longer terms, you have to be just in the state of California, really. So it's a fairly broad term loan. And there are some fees. It is some state guarantee money that's involved as well. And there are some collateral requirements if you have business collateral. So if you are interested in this loan, please see, you can send an email to that lending@PCR Corp. And then also you will be also directed to us for technical assistance. This loan does require some technical assistance, so to speak, with some of our advisors to understand how you're going to use it and to help you to prepare any documents. But this is new. So I should have put a big new first on there. So you guys, this is a new opportunity in terms of funding. So and if you have any questions, let me know, and I can have one of our lenders maybe come on and talk about this. There is a grant component that is coming after this as well. So if you register with us, then you will automatically be invited as part of the grant component as well. So that is coming. This other new one, I want to make sure people are aware of, the Keep LA County Dining. It's LA County though, and not LA City and not Pasadena City. So, but if your business is in LA County, so you are in Compton, your business is in Culver City or anywhere that is not LA City, there is a grant, 30,000 that you could be eligible for working capital. Employee expenses, capital to continue your operations, but preference is being given to restaurants that provided outdoor dining as of the last closure. So, before LA County did the closure for outdoor dining, if you were doing outdoor dining, this is a way to help you to continue on. One of the other stipulations, though, is that you cannot have had CARES Act support. So if you got any of the LA COVID fund money, then you would not be eligible for this one. Okay, but it's 30,000 and it's a very quick timeline. So that's why I wanted to share it. So it ends December 6th.
Wow.
December 6th. So that is really tight, and it just opened, but it's it's opening today. It just opened today, but it's a very tight window. So I really wanted to make sure that this group really knew about it, and you could share it with people that were doing some outdoor dining. I don't care if it was 2 tables outside with 2 chairs, that was outdoor dining. So, so if you were doing that, then you could be eligible for this loan. Okay. Or this grant. It's a grant.
Thank you.
That's a really, move quick though. Move quick if you need help.
Yeah, I have a couple of restaurants that didn't get any of the PPP or the idle money. Okay.
Okay, so yes, please refer them there. And then this one, the JFLA, I've referred to this before because it's a 0 loan grant. And if you get the 36,000, there are 2 guarantors required, but it's not really credit check, it's more the guarantors, but they do have some smaller ones that may require only 1 guarantor or no guarantor. So you can apply to them, and it's a zero fund grant, and that's the Jewish Free Loan Association. And we do know some people that have received this loan and have gotten some assistance with the 0 free. Then there's one other program that's coming up, and it's called LA Optimize. So Mayor Garcetti just launched this program. You have to register, and it's really for brick and mortar businesses. So the assumption is that many brick and mortar businesses need to do more online and e-commerce, but they don't have the capacity to do that. So one of the leads for Grow with Google is now the leader. He's like the entrepreneur in session for this grant. And so, or this program. So it's to help people to get up to speed on their online business listings, optimizing, because sometimes, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but there are a couple of restaurants, for example, where you go on their website, it says that they're open, but then when you call, nobody answers, nobody calls you back, there's no hours listed. But there are others that have been using Google successfully to put their information in. So when you go and look at Google, you see the information about when their hours are, or when it's not, when things are open or not, or whether they're doing pickup or, at the time, outdoor time, whatever those things are. And so Google has been a really good tool. So this is to help people, but they have to register here to be considered. I didn't have all the details about the consideration, but if you have brick and mortar, whether it's retail, restaurant, whatever it is, brick and mortar, you should apply to this and get some help. And then the two last things is the free refrigeration upgrade. So this is free. So this is for businesses that have, like you're a small corner store. I would say, a small corner store that you have refrigeration, you might be doing some fruits and vegetables, providing some healthy options. If you send an email to that information there, hsrp@isd@lacounty.gov, and you can complete an interest form with them. Okay. Last thing, the PPE, free PPE, it is still available. If you have not received yours, make sure to do that. And then we have a whole bunch of upcoming resource webinars from PPP forgiveness, those launching a business, detailed entrepreneurship. We're doing business plan essentials, and our own Pat Click, who's on the call, is going to be leading that. Commercial leasing checklist, which is really great, and a whole bunch of marketing in the Restaurant Academy. And then I just wanted to share that this month is National Write a Business Plan Month.
Ooh.
So National Write a Business, there are a lot of good reasons to write a business plan, but one is to help you avoid mistakes going forward. And so we encourage all of those people, all of the businesses on this call, to work on your plan in December to be ready for 2021. Get your plan together so that for 2021, you are more prepared for anything that happens in 2021. And so we encourage you guys to do that. Please take our class. Patricia has been working on this hard and fast over the last few weeks. We had ended it during COVID because there were more pressing issues, but this is pressing now as people are able to go forward to plan. So I encourage everyone to pull their plans together so that you can be able to sustain and grow and survive this disaster for our area, for our country, but also for African Americans in particular and African American businesses. That's it for me. That's a lot today. Sorry, it was a lot of
wow, you just came with all of the goodies, Colette.
I'll send you this in a PDF, Crystal, and you can feel free to share. Okay.
Yes, there's been several questions saying they would love to have a copy of it. You just brought all of the goodies for us.
I'll get that out. It was a lot after the holidays. So thank you for allowing me to share. And I am grateful for you guys to host this on a weekly basis, because we're hosting classes weekly, trying to get the information out, but there are not a lot of places for the Black community to be able to share this information. So every Thursday, I'm excited whenever there's something new to be able to share it with you all, because I want you to share it with other people so that we can keep our businesses in our communities. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. That's the purpose of this platform. So we are always pleased to have you, and we look forward for you sharing with us whenever you have something, and just to keep us on point. So thank you very much. Everyone want to go sign up for Patricia Click's class, so they can do that at PCR on your website, Colette.
Yes, and I will drop it into the chat.
Because that's one of the things that we really need to be looking at. I've been doing a lot of consulting and helping people just do some pivoting, and you're absolutely right. A lot of our brick and mortars, you can't do business in person, but you certainly can do business online. And so if there's some resources out there for someone to help you do that, that's so important. I think From what I'm hearing, we probably are going to be operating in this way for at least another 2 years, or at least for sure a year, um, and recovery in about 3-year period. That's what I'm hearing. So we really have to be aggressive about making our moves. We just can't sit and wait until it's over, because your business will not survive if you're just sitting waiting to everything is over with, because it doesn't even look like it's gonna ever be over. To be honest with you. So thank you, Colette. We appreciate that. Robin, hello.
Hi, guys. I'm sorry I'm a little late chiming in. I had an appointment with a client with Facebook just a few minutes ago, and it was quite interesting. Facebook had, and I'll just share this with you, Facebook has a $1 billion goal for 2021. I didn't get a lot of details about the goal, but they have a $1 billion goal to do business with diverse companies. And they have a portal for folks to log into, and what happens is you log in, you send them the information, and then they will vet you in order for you to be in the real portal where they source for suppliers. But they have, it's critically important that you always ask what kind of procurement process a company has when you're looking to do business with them. Facebook has a decentralized, meaning that anyone in the company can make a purchase on behalf of Facebook. Decentralized can be interesting sometimes, depending on what they're purchasing, depending on the dollar level that those individuals have as far as their P cards and what have you. And then the centralized, to me, is a little bit more astute in that you're dealing directly with the procurement people, and they really do know, what their spend is going to be for the year for each type of supplier that they're looking for and that type of thing. So you always want to ask, is your supply chain centralized or decentralized, so you have a better understanding of the points of entry. Please understand too that there are multiple points of entry for all of these companies. It could be somebody that PCR referred you to. It could be somebody that Recycling Black Dollars met somebody at a dinner and they were talking about a need that they have, and you make an introduction. You could have a point of entry through supplier diversity. You could have a point of entry through the marketing department. So there's multiple points of entry, and you want to be mindful of that and take advantage of that. And then the other thing that I wanted to share this week, again, Colette, I'm just so proud of what PCR is doing and what you guys are doing as far as training is concerned. And I know these individuals that are on board as business advisors. I know them deeply. I know them personally, and they're really, really committed to this work. And so one of the things the last thing that I wanted to share is critically important, that we become more strategic, right? That we stop being so tactical with the little things that we're going to get done. We need to put down, we talked about this business plan. The business plan is to help you really become more strategic in your processes, so that you focus on the goal that you're trying to get to versus the tactical things that you do every day that may not necessarily get you to that goal. So working on your business plan and being strategic about your process and your company's focus is more efficient. It allows you to script up so that when you're asked the questions, that you're answering to the call of the question, not just telling the whole story or giving a protracted answer. So I think that the business plan piece is critical, and being strategic about that business plan and really, really, really sitting yourself down and writing that out and sticking to it. One of the things that I came up with many years ago when I was talking to some young women and them dealing with life and what have you, two things. One, there's no such thing as work-life balance. You play the hand that you were dealt that day, because at night the cards get shuffled, and tomorrow what was critical yesterday becomes number 2 or number 3 or number 4. So you really, really, really want to be focused. And the reason why the strategic plan is important, the business plan and being strategic is important, so that you can say, is this about me, for me, or benefiting me as with the goals that my company has? And now you have a filter to pass things through when folks are asking you to do this, that, or the other, or asking you to pivot when you're not necessarily looking to pivot that way. So I think we have to spend more time working on our business, not just in our business. Make sense?
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you, Robin. Also, for those that are businesses that are making revenues under $150,000 that are for-profit businesses and been in business prior to March 19th, there is a Los Angeles Urban League has a mini grant that can help you with your pivot in whatever the direction you want to go in. I've put, you can contact me at my email and I will send you over the registration for that. It can help, especially taking monies from not from your operating expenses. And this is monies that you can direct specifically to those pivot opportunities for you. So I just want to let you know that. Let me ask this question, and Robin, this will be a great question for you, and also Amini, for our businesses that are not contracted, that are not minority certified, is this a good opportunity or a good time for them to do what they need to do to get in place for next year? Are there business to business opportunities going on? I know business to consumer is a concern, but are there business to business opportunities available?
You
So,
know, go ahead, Omni. I'm
all
sorry.
right. No worries. Thank you, Robin. So yeah, this is a perfect time to really get your things in order. There's a lot of you know certification. Actually, I just attended one this morning with Caltrans. Caltrans had a certification meeting. Do I have my certifications? Yes, I do. So sometimes, even though I already have my certification, sometimes I also attend these webinars because there's always something I get out of it because I don't know everything. So I'm attending as many webinars, as many virtual meetings that I can to really tighten up my skills. This is really the time. And I'm also having those conversations with small businesses and large businesses to begin a partnership. Because as you know, this is a time, you don't wait until a bid is out. You don't wait until the opportunity is out to try to get on a team, because by the time you get to that point, it's over. The team is full. They can't include you. So this is the time that you're really working towards, making those connections and networking too as well. So yes, Crystal, this is really the time. I believe it or not, a lot of my time is on Zoom meetings on a daily basis, attending those SBDC meetings, SBA meetings or whatnot, in order to, improve, because we always want to improve our skills and the opportunities, and look for opportunities that are out there. This is really the time to do it.
Thank you so much. Colette, you guys have workshops or classes?
We have procurement certification classes. The ones that we have currently are for state, county, city, those type. We are starting to move into the B2B area, and Robin is going to be assisting us with that. And so we do have those classes for people that need to get certified, but not only certified, but figure out what your strategy is for certification, because otherwise you could spend a whole bunch of time going to all of these events and really never get any business. So we want you to get business. And so what is the strategy behind that? And so we do have advisors, and we do have a monthly class that we're doing a procurement, and we're going to be adding to that as well.
I entered this space in 2006, and since 2006 and 2020, a lot has changed. But one thing that has not changed, I always say certification forces you to get your affairs in order. It truly forces you to get your affairs in order. They're looking for tax returns, they're looking for a business plan, they're looking for a capability statement. It really forces you to get your affairs in order so that when the opportunity comes, if somebody like Ms. Livingston says, I'm looking for a teaming partner, I don't believe in partnerships until you get through the teaming, because the teaming agreement allows you to court and decide, is this somebody I want to marry, right? And so you're doing it right, Ms. Livingston, in that you are already courting, you're already looking for those individuals who could potentially be a teaming partner or even a partnership down the road. And I always say this COVID has provided an opportunity truly for us to get to tighten up our defense. While yes, it's negative, but at the same time too, it's folks who are having to learn how to use Zoom, to use Blue Jeans, to use WebEx, to use Cisco, all of these different, especially in my generation, we are all being forced to be that much more digital. And it wasn't something that we wanted to do, but it's something that we have to do in order to stay relevant. And so COVID has given us the opportunity to step back, regroup, rebuild on a foundation that's already laid. And if the foundation isn't laid, how do you build that foundation? And certainly I just went through PCR certification process myself, strictly from the standpoint of the individual that she has training the class and providing the class. He is exceptional. He is my tagline, he's been behind the curtain with this stuff. So he knows how to navigate these avenues. So if your first certification is getting certified with the city, the county, the state, the port, the city of Long Beach, those certifications are critical. Majority of them are small business certifications. And if you want to be certified as a woman, you want to be certified as a minority, then the CPUC Supplier Clearinghouse certification, he can walk you through that. And then the next piece being, if you're doing business with corporations, now you're looking at the WeBanks and the NMSDC. It's a lot more money. It's an annual renewal. And again, you have to pay that money. But once you get certified and you create that certification folder, now you can put your hands on your business license. You can put your hands on your fictitious business statement. You have all of your NAICS codes and your SIC codes all in one place. So when you get on a call, you pull that folder out and you're ready to answer to the call of the question. And again, this is the thing that I am very big on. Procurement people historically are heads down folks. They only focus on that one thing that they're responsible for. That is historically how procurement has operated. So if the guy buys staffing, all he does is staffing. If this guy buys print, all he does is print. This one does paper, this one does office furniture, this one does construction and facilities. That's what they're head down. However, because of efficiency, because of centralized procurement, now these groups inside these companies are starting to interact. They're starting to cross-populate. They're starting to understand that I'm just not buying print or travel or staffing for that department or for the company. I need to be thinking about our corporate social responsibility reporting. I need to be thinking about our energy efficiency. I need to be thinking about environmental. I need to be thinking about all of the other marketing. I need to be thinking about all of the other silos of business that make the umbrella of that company. And so, it took a minute for corporate America to kind of look at that, which was amazing to me. I'm like, wait a minute. If you're buying paper for the whole company and you're buying it, there's a prime example. You're buying paper for the whole company. You're buying it from R.R. Donnelley, which is the largest paper company, one of the largest paper companies in the world. And then that's your prime supplier. So how does a small business that wants to get in the game, how do they get in? So how do they get in? They become a tier 2 supplier to R.R. Donnelley. And corporation, you need to ensure that R.R. Donnelley has a tier 2 program. Are you guys hearing what I'm saying?
We hear you, Robin. We hear you.
This is that behind the curtain kind of stuff that folks aren't really telling you. This is the kind of stuff that folks don't tell you. And so I spend a lot of time in my coaching and what I do. What do you not know about procurement that you need to know? Because I think that that's the part, and Ms. Livingston, you can speak to this too. I think that Pat Click, you guys can speak to this. That's the stuff that they should be sharing, but instead they talk about, well, you need to be certified, you need to know how to do business with XYZ company, and you need to send me your capability statement. Okay, so when I get through doing all of that, what's the next step? Because if I'm prepared, and I have done all of that, what is the next step? So tell me something that I need to know about the commodity that I provide, on how it functions in your company. When do you buy that? And so, okay, Ardina, thank you. The tier 2, what does a tier 2 program mean? In the stacking order for procurement, you got a prime supplier. They subcontract with somebody. That's tier 2. That person in the second position may subcontract with somebody. There's tier 3. My philosophy is this: if you're tier 35 and you get a $100,000 check from XYZ Corporation, what do you care where you fit in the tier, right? But you need to understand how this process works. You need to understand how procurement works in order to know, get in where you fit in, right? Does that answer your question? Make sure I'm answering your question, because I'll get all over the place.
And Ardina, there are a number of, I know that Kaiser, it has reached out to artists, local artists, to put their artwork in their buildings, and so does many corporations. So it may be a good idea. I know you've gotten your financials together, which is a primary part of this. I know taxes are all together. So if I were you, I would investigate that and go over to a workshop, because a lot of us have had, if you've applied for any PPP or EIDL, you've been forced to get your paperwork together. So now you may be ready at least to find out what that journey looks like. And these are contractual opportunities and not transactional opportunities, which will really help your business stay solvent and be able to thrive, because you're not always trying to hunt down that individual client to pay you one time. This is a contractual, transitional relationship that you're building. And there are so many people here on this particular platform that are in that space. You want to reach out to them. I'm sure they would help you navigate through the entry and how to, I hear a lot is, but what happens after I'm certified? Robin is absolutely right. How do I make relationships? Well, Omni has just said she spends a lot of time going to workshops and Zooms, and it's easier now. You don't have to travel all over the city. So reach out to her, contact her, and find out, can she send you some of the events that she's going to, some of the workshops, so that then you can attend to at least get your foot in the door and start making relationships. And I'm going to tell you what I tell my children, my youth, when I'm teaching them. When I go into a room, I make sure everybody know I was there. When I leave out, everybody know, hey, Crystal, hey, that's how I network. So I always ask 2 questions and I make a statement. So do your research. And when you leave, they will remember you the next time you come back into a classroom or wherever, especially that we're online. So not to be quiet while you're, because that's what I see a lot. And maybe those of you others that are facilitating Zoom classes, most people are really silent. They are not making a word. Well, you're not going to meet people face to face. You got to be out there. You got to let them know who you are so that they can remember who you are. So always remember 2 questions and a statement wherever you are in any platform that you're in. So the next time you come to that platform, they will remember who you are. You got to really go guerrilla with the networking techniques now.
Well, and what you're saying, Crystal, is, I used to do workshops with the Asian Business Association in Orange County in support of Disney. And the first workshop that I did, I might have shared this before, you got a room full of Asian people, and me, I'm the moderator, and I got 3 of my friends from Macy's and Toyota and someplace else up on the dais, and we are going at it. I'm asking questions and I'm digging stuff out of them. And I turned to the audience and I said, okay, get ready. We're going to be in the question and answer session. And I mean, it was like crickets. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is exactly what I told them. I said, I have a panel of subject matter experts here. You're not going to be loud like Robin. I'm a middle kid. I'm going to always get my way. And I'm like Crystal, they're going to know I was there. I said, however, you have to learn how to be a quiet, assertive person. Mm-hmm. Because all while you're not saying anything, somebody else is jockeying for position. The other thing that I will say to our audience, especially, please remember to acknowledge Recycling Black Dollars, BBA, PCR. Whoever is supporting you, we need you to support these organizations, because the organizations are getting money to be able to do this, right? And they need to know, oh my God, I was on a call, I've been doing this weekly briefing with Crystal, with Recycling Black Dollars and the BBA, and I've met, the PCR team. You need to be able to help market where your resources are coming from so the resources can continue to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we're about 5 minutes in. I do want to announce that, and I've said this before, RBD and the Urban League is coming together to co-brand our resource guide. That resource guide is a guide that we've been printing for the last 15, well, providing for our community for the last 15 years. We are going into a mobile digital environment. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I can't wait to share the prototype. We should have a pitch deck soon. So one of the things that we want is every business in the greater Los Angeles area and the outlining areas. There you will have a free listing in the guide. Then we will have upgrades so that you will have a print ad and as well as an interactive ad in the mobile environment that we can reach out to you. People can reach directly to you. They can go to your website. They can go to your social media. They can speak to you. And then for our community organizations like PCR, we're going to highlight the services in the organizations. And I definitely, and yesterday we're going to add a new component to it. We're going to add a B2B and contractual component to it, procurement component. So all the businesses that are certified and ready to go, then you will have you can go there and find out where they are, whether you're looking for a prime or and the prime is looking for subprimes. So we're really excited about that. And two organizations coming together to utilize resources that they have and see how we can co-brand that. So that we're really excited. So I will have a team of salespeople out there selling to you the ads. You really want to be on this inaugural platform. We're going to do a soft launch in February for Black History Month, and then we're going to do our hard launch with the printed resource guide for Black Business Month in April. So reach out to me. If we're also looking for salespeople, there'll be a 20% sale, a 20% commission on every ad that you sell to any business that's out there. So we're excited about that. And I will get you the information. So reach out to me. So wow, guys, we have come to another hour. So we want to thank you so much. We want you to be safe. Colette, thank you for all of your wonderful information. Robin, of course, as the co-host, she's a co-host of this platform, and she is just so valuable to us and to what we're doing. Omni, thank you so much. And all of you for taking time out on Thursday mornings to come spend an hour with us. Please continue to invite people. I will put the link. I will send the video over to you, and I will send that with the PowerPoint from Colette. And if anyone has any questions, this is a good time. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming. We couldn't be here if you weren't joining us and finding the information valuable. And we want to hear if you guys want to hear or on any topics or subjects or any body that you would like to have on this platform. Please refer that over to us, and we'll do our best to get them into the platform.
I have an announcement.
Okay.
Colette has a middle daughter who she says is like me. She just got a full ride to University of Michigan.
Oh, fantastic. Awesome.
Oh, mama.
And Greg
we like to celebrate achievement. We like to celebrate achievement.
Well, congratulations. And Greg just got off. Greg Sneed just got off, but he has gotten his 100% of forgiveness with the PPP. So that's a yay.
That is excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
So
you guys,
awesome.
thanks again. This is always, I look forward to this every week because we all learn from each other. Yeah.
Yes, we do. So so we will see you guys next week. Be safe out there. Tell everybody to mask. Just send out a mask notice to put the mask on so we can get out of this craziness. Stop the defiance. Just put the mask on. Or stay at home until it's time to put the mask off. So anyway, thank you guys, and we will see you next Thursday.
All righty.
Have a great one.
Take care now.
And Robin, I'll see you at 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody be safe.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Okay,
you.
take care.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Crystal.
Yes.
Hey, that Black directory, is there a link for that?
If the Black directory that's there right now is on our website is rbdmedia.net .org, and there's a tab that you just look for the business directory.
rbdmedia.org. Okay.
Yeah, you can find our resource guide there. But soon it will have another website, and it will be a completely interactive mobile app on both the iOS, Apple Store, and Google.
Okay, great. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Jeannie.
Have a great week or rest of one.
You too. Bye-bye.